I was in today's lecture on the 27th, and I really liked our guest speaker today. He came in, he had energy, and that he brought the energy because we didn't have any energy. It's 8 in the morning. What do you expect? And he was able to automatically just give us that energy by having us turn to our neighbor and talking just for like 10 seconds. And then all of a sudden, we were way more engaged in class. We were focused. I think this works for all students because, I mean, if you're, K through 12, you're going to school 8 or 9 in the morning, and I mean, we're tired. And that really was like instant, like, oh, I really like this guy. And then he asked us what traits a successful music teacher should have, and we all answered him, and they were not what he was looking for. But I really liked how he went on and described why they're good. There was patience. It's good that the students are able to be waited on, and it makes them not feel like it's a lecture. Energy, it's exactly what he did. We were really tired. He gave us energy, and all of a sudden we were way more focused. And I didn't even realize this until I was surfacing like this doc I have, just going over stuff, and a little while ago I was like, yeah, he really did give us energy, and that was awesome. Compassion just makes the students feel heard. But the answer he was looking for was the order they give the information. And I think that's really important, because it's like if you're getting homework and you jump to step 6, you're not going to know, most likely you're not going to know steps 1 through 5, and you're not going to know how to do step 6 unless you know the other steps. And the example he gave was like in music theory, if we just jumped into German augmented 6 chords and we had no idea of like how to write chords in general. This connects to the class a lot because, we've been given we've been given a book that we read, and in our presentations that we do each week, a lot of the presenters have said, like, you need to give a structure to your lesson plan, because that's going to reach the student and they're going to learn the best. And then obviously it's going to fluctuate a lot depending on the student and everything, but if you have a structure, you can base your teaching model off of that. He then went into the String World Allen model, which is just 3 techniques for strings. It's like you have your right hand, which is the bow, you have your left hand, which is going to do like the tone and the pitches, and then you have music reading. Music reading can be really good. We'll get into that in a second. I didn't really like his philosophy on music reading, but I can see what he was saying. He said he doesn't like to teach it early, not for the first couple months. And I can see what he's saying, because he wants to know the technique. Like, he wants the students to know the technique and how to play, and then focus on the music reading. I just think personally, like, I did sixth grade band for 7 years, just because my dad would take me to school with him in the mornings, and I've just seen like how reading the music, learning to read the music while also putting it on the instrument is very beneficial. But then he gave us a six-step guide essentially for strings, and it was step 1 was sing note names to help read music. I really like this. You learn the music while also learning how to read it. If you just give a student, like, here's the 12 notes, here's what they look like, it's going to be really hard, and they're going to have to refer back to it. But if you sing it, it's just going to get in their brain, and they're able to just know, oh, a C is a C. Step 2 is pizzicato, the notes on the page. This, very good. They know the music, or they generally know the basis of it, and then they find it on the left hand, which goes back to the Allen model. The shadow bow, you just bow on the elbow, and this is really important. I remember doing this in orchestra, and just for the up bow and down bow signs, it helps the exact bowings you're supposed to be doing. The ghost is implementing the shadow bow as well as the tone on the left hand, and You don't play because your bow's on your elbow, but it just helps with moving forward. And then step 5 is play. Obviously, it's pretty straightforward. And then step 6 is referring back to step 5, but what went wrong. And I mean, I think any teacher would agree with this. It's trial and error for all students. They practice, they do some things good, they do some things bad. Excuse me. And then they're able to know, oh, this is what I need to work on. This transfers to the band and choral world. He gave the example for choir. He had to sing the solfege and do the hand positions for the solfege, like the do, re, mi, fa. So I don't know the solfege hands that much. I wish I would have learned it, and this is a great example for why I really like this. Then he also had a sizzle with the solfege hand, giving us designated breaths. This is good for choir just because you know when to breathe. This would also work for band because it's like playing Shenandoah, blah, blah, blah. It's all the phrases, and then breathe at the same time for the next phrase. Or if it's not at the end of the phrase, you just know when to breathe so not everyone just breathes at the same time. Overall, he had a very good lecture, and I think it very much reminded me of a real world experience of what we present as students every Friday. We always give examples from the book, and this is what you're supposed to do. And he did go off it. He was like, we're not gonna read music early. I'm gonna break down the steps for how to play for a beginner orchestra way more than the book did. And the same general idea. And you have your instructions. It was very much instructions based as opposed to directions, which was part of the chapter 10 Brown book. And it was like directions are just telling them what to do, instructions shows them what to do and how to do it. And those 6 steps, I mean, they're very important. And the Allen model, 3 techniques, very clearly show how to do this. I want you to practice with the right hand. Know how to do this. Know how to find pitch on the left hand. Here's how to read music. Let's sing it. And you give examples, and we're gonna do demonstrations. My only I didn't really have too many questions. I would like him to go into detail about why he doesn't want to teach reading music too early. Just because I've done a lot of 6th grade band in my life, and I see that it works. So I'm just curious on that. And I also did 6th grade orchestra before, and I never personally ran into any issues, but I mean, maybe other students did. And I would just like some further insight on that. Other than that, I didn't really have any other questions. But yeah, thank you.